Okay, hi. I'm Pandu from the Red Closet. In the history of ancient Egypt, there were many greatest gods who influenced the entire ancient world. There are many gods and goddesses worshipped, but their characteristics are difficult to pin down. Most of them are often compared to the sun, fire and the underworld. One of them is Osiris. Osiris was one of the most important gods in Egypt, the god who ruled the underworld, who represented death and resurrection. So, in this episode I'm gonna talk about Osiris. Osiris is the name of the god of the underworld, Duat, in Egyptian mythology. The son of Geb and Nut, husband of Isis, and one of the Great Enneads of the creator god of the Egyptian religion. Osiris is the living lord, meaning he watches over, formerly, people who live in the underworld. Osiris was the eldest son of the earth god Geb and the sky goddess Nut, and was born in Resetu in the western desert necropolis near Memphis, which was the entrance to the underworld. Geb and Nut are children of the creator gods Shu, life, and Tefnut, Mayat, or truth and justice. For the first time, together they give birth to Osiris, Seth, Isis, and Nephthys. Shu and Tefnut were children of the sun god Ra-Aten, and all of these gods formed the Great Ennead, the 4 generations of gods who created and ruled the earth. Okay, before we go too deep, you can click the subscribe button so you don't miss the next content. Okay, let's go on. At its earliest appearance in the 5th dynasty of the Old Kingdom, late 25th century to mid-24th century BC, Osiris is depicted as the head and upper body of a god, with the hieroglyphic symbol of the name Osiris. He is often depicted as wrapped in a mummy, but his hands are free and holding a criminal and a whip, symbols of his status as pharaoh. He wears a distinctive crown known as the Atef, which has a ram's horn at the base, and a high conical center with fur on each side. However, then, Osiris was both a human and a god. He is considered one of the pharaohs of the pre-dynastic period of Egyptian religion when the Ennead created the world. He reigned as pharaoh after his father Geb, and he is considered a good king, as opposed to his brother Seth. Later Greek writers claimed Osiris and his wife, the goddess Isis, as the founders of human civilization, who taught agriculture and crafts to humans. Osiris is the ruler of the Egyptian underworld, a god who protects the dead and is connected to the constellation Orion. When a pharaoh sat on the throne of Egypt, he was considered the form of Horus, but when the ruler died, he became the form of Osiris, Osiride. The main legend of Osiris is how he died and became the god of the underworld. The legend changed little over the 3,500 years of Egyptian dynastic religion. In all versions, Osiris is said to have been killed by his brother Seth. An ancient story says that Osiris was attacked by Seth in a remote location, trampled and dumped in the land of Gehesti, and he fell on the side of the river bank near Abydos. In some versions, Seth takes on the form of a dangerous animal to do this: a crocodile, a bull, or a wild donkey. Others say Seth drowned Osiris in the Nile, an event that occurred during the night of the Great Storm. Osiris' sister and consort, Isis, heard a terrible wail when Osiris died, and went in search of his body, finally finding him. Thoth and Horus performed the ritual of embalming in Abydos, and Osiris became king of the underworld. Because of her devotion to Osiris, Isis went in search of the chest and found it in Byblos, Syria, where it had grown into a magnificent tree. King Byblos had the tree cut down and carved into the pillars of his palace. Isis recovers the pillar from the king and takes it to Delta, but Typhon finds it. She tore Osiris' body into 14 pieces, sometimes 42 parts, one for each district in Egypt, and scattered the parts throughout the world. After Osiris was rebuilt, he was no longer involved with life. Okay, that's all from Osiris' story. If you have a request or suggestion, you can write it in the comment below. If you like this content, please share this video to your friends, your family, your girlfriend or boyfriend. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you all.